Hey guys, what's up, man? What's going on? Good morning. Welcome to Sports Talk with your boy Rico. What's happening, man? Hey, I told you guys, Jim Harbaugh was leaving Michigan and go to the Chargers. Yes, he interviewed with the Falcons. Again, he was putting everything in place the same way he was. He's still negotiating with Michigan to make sure that if there's any sanction, anything like that happened. Anything that happened with the finding of what he did with with the NCAA, whatever. Anything that happened where he had to be suspended, that Michigan can't fire him. He was making sure he put all that stuff in place, and Michigan wanted him back, and they knew what was going on. Listen, every school does that. Every school spy on each other. Every school, they're looking for it's a competitive edge. They look for an edge to do that. Bill Belichick has been doing it for years. Every coach spy on each other, scouting. And the scouting is not just watching tapes. If you think that scouting on the other team is just watching tape, you're a fool. These guys have been doing it for a long time. A long time. Coaches back then, used to tell you, hey, you friends with this guy? Well, hang out with him. What is he like? How does he move? Train with him. They do multiple things, but now it's more advanced. You have technology, and in the age of technology, guys can easily tap into your facilities. With the IT. It just, hey, you gotta get better IT. Or they have a spy. They make sure to get a job in your building just to he's the janitor, whatever it is. Him or her, they just there spying. This is what what they do. They're videotaping and making sure everything you do in practice, and that's they listen to the verbiage, all the stuff. This is what they do. This is common. This is not something that just happened. But Jim Harbaugh know that, hey, these guys are gonna come down hard on him. He knows. And where he had to, because if they come down hard on him, he's gonna spill the beans. He already told them. He's gonna spill the beans. It's not just him. I'm not gonna edit that. I'm gonna leave it as is. Driving to work, a little bumpy. My thing went down. But anyway, Jim knows that. So anyway, man, yes, he negotiated with Michigan to make sure he's safe in case if he had to be suspended, because this is what school does, right? To save face. There's an allegation, whatever. If they do something wrong, the only way to suffice it to make sure everything is work out. Usually, like when whether it's a Pac-10, Pac-12, whatever, when they get suspended from college for something, for the school to not be punished for other stuff, lose certain eligibilities or certain things, they will fire the coach. To show, hey, I've done this so this won't happen. So, but in his case, in Jim Harbaugh's case, he said, look, let me give me an opportunity to if I get suspended, I want reassurance that you guys won't fire me. And they negotiate that with his lawyers, his team. Because he didn't think, because Jim Harbaugh interviewed before. Every year, he's interviewing for head coaching position in the NFL since he left 49ers. He didn't get those jobs. So he want to make sure. But anyway, for Chargers fans, let me, you don't want to hear all this. You don't want to hear Jim Harbaugh's negotiating with Michigan. You don't want none of that stuff. What you want to hear about your Chargers. So here's the news for you. You might hear it today. It might happen today on ESPN, Fox Sports, all the other stations. Right? But I was the first one to say this. I was the first one to say this. And I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna make sure to even get Jim Harbaugh on this show. I was the first one to say this. And I told you guys, Jim Harbaugh was going to the Chargers. A lot of people saying, oh man, you lying when you get that information. My problem is with you guys. If Stephen A. Smith come out and say, hey, Jim Harbaugh's going to the Chargers, he know for a fact, you guys believe him. Because you know, oh, okay, he's famous enough, he have the intel. Right? You know, I'm not famous. I don't care to be famous. But how you know I don't know people? He know people. You know what I mean? How you know that? You don't know. So I'm not doing this for like. I'm not doing this for clout. I'm doing it. I want this channel to be the channel you come to get certain information that you would normally get on anywhere else. So the information I put out there had to be clear. So there's a lot of stuff I know I don't talk about. Right? There's a lot of stuff. So before I even say this about Jim Harbaugh, all that stuff, I had to get permission. I had to get permission. You know what I mean? Hey, shout out to the Spanos family, bro, by the way. I had to get permission. So, hey, you know what I mean? Is it okay to say this? Is it okay to say that? Because, hey, that's putting a lot of people out. That's information that only certain people would have. So when you report on that information, you gotta make sure, you know, because if someone told you and they're the only one in the room, but I went straight to the top. Straight to the top. That's why I operate, bro. Straight to the top. You know what I mean? That's what I do. And I know for a fact. So when I reported on this, I knew what was going on. But for Chargers fans, you might hear it today. Jim Harbaugh's coming. He's bringing in his son, right? Who, you know, the assistant running back coach. He's bringing in Jesse Manter, who's the defensive coordinator right now in Michigan. He's bringing his staff. A lot of his staff from Michigan are coming with him to the pros, to the NFL. A lot of his staff, and his defense was nice. I mean, like I mentioned, they run a pro style offense, pro style defense. A lot of school, Alabama, a lot of school run a pro style offense and defense. You know, so when these guys come to the pro, they already understand the verbiage. Well, the verbiage change, but you know what I mean. But the technique are the same. You know what I mean? Because you want to make sure you know they have to confuse everybody. You hear people saying, you know, Omaha this, whatever, you know, yeah, that's just the verbiage, but the technique stays the same. You know what I mean? You say Jets. You hear Tom Brady used to say that a lot. You know, so everybody they have their different lingo, different verbiage to use, but the techniques are the same, right? So it's like, okay, you know, I might say, hey, I'm on defense as a defensive coordinator. I'm calling Mango, right? But it's a cover two, it's a cover two front. But I'm sure, you know what I mean. I might show a cover two front, but we playing zone. I'm showing a 4-6 defense. Depending. Anyway, he's bringing his guys. Jim Harbaugh will be the Chargers head coach and bringing his guys with him. You're gonna hear it on ESPN. You're gonna hear it on Fox Sports. You're gonna hear it on Hulu, whatever it is, YouTube, TV, whatever. Right? You're gonna hear it everywhere, but you're hearing it here first. That's, you know, you might just call it breaking news. Hey man, that's what we do over here, man. We tell it like it is. And by the way, Cliff Kingsbury interview yesterday via Zoom for the Eagles. Cliff Kingsbury never won at anything. He was a terrible assistant coach. A lot of these guys got their job. You all know how they got their job. A lot of times, who they know? Not because they're that good. Kingsbury having done anything. Yeah, he was there on the staff with Patrick Mahomes, so you can't say he coached Patrick Mahomes in college. You can't say he coached Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is just a once in a lifetime talent, just like Lamar Jackson's once in a lifetime talent. You know what I mean? So somebody, you can't say he coached him, but he just happened to be on the staff with when Patrick Mahomes was in college. That's about it. But tell me where Kingsbury was successful. You saw what he did in Arizona. Trash. Women bathroom trash. You know what I mean? So to interview him, the biggest mistake the Eagles made was keeping Nick Sirianni. Yes, he had 3 successful seasons, but this season was a meltdown. A meltdown. It's like OKC down up 3-0, and to lose 4-3 to Golden State. Meltdown. That was a meltdown. But many times you see it. Coaches leave. You see the Bucks. The Bucks fire Tony Dungy, who was a successful coach. They fired Tony Dungy, and they went and got what's that bum name? The Gruden bums, and they trash. They just talk to talk. Those guys, both brothers, trash. Right? But they got Gruden, and then they won a Super Bowl with Tony Dungy's players. And then what did he do after that? Nothing. So that was it. So you can fire. Listen, if I'm the owner, Jeffrey Louis, I will let go the entire defensive team. The entire defensive player. Go start fresh. You have a lot of picks. Get rid of the entire team. Yeah, you fire Brian Johnson or whatever. Him and Jalen Hurts couldn't get along. Jalen Hurts, of course, in the locker room, he's standoffish. You know what I mean? He's in his corner. He's doing his own thing, training on his own. He's not with the players. The guy's a winner. He wants to win. But when he see guys are not trying to win, he's not trying to. That's not who he is. But people saying, "Oh, he's not a leader." The guy's a leader, man. The guy's a leader. But I understand what he's looking at. You're making millions. Why do I have to motivate millionaires to do their job? This is a game that we play for fun, for free. You're in a position to do that, and you don't do it. So he's in his corner, and he's not talking to the players because he see, hey, these guys are, they just want to party, have fun, and they're not, they're losing. So of course, he alienated himself. The team would have wanted him to rally the players a little bit more, but that's the coach's job. The coach should be doing that. Why the coach waiting for the player to do it? You know what I mean? So the Eagles should have fired Nick Sirianni. So now you're talking about bringing in Frank Reich as an offensive coordinator. You're talking about Ron Rivera as a defensive coordinator. Now you hiring veteran coaches to take control. Why do you need him? Get rid of Sirianni. Now, here's the kicker. If you keep Nick Sirianni, we're gonna get back to the Chargers real quick. All right, Charger fans, you know what I mean? I'm just putting a little stuff out there. If you keep Nick Sirianni and they start 0-4 next year, or 1-3, you can't fire him. Or 1-5, 1-6, you can't fire him because you kept him. because now that's bad. You knew what it was. You see who he is, and you decide you give him a chance. You can't fire him. Like right now, Robert Saleh. The only reason Robert Saleh have his job is because of Aaron Rodgers. Woody Johnson would have fired him. I know Woody Johnson. Because Robert Saleh's trash. He's not a good head coach. He's a terrible head coach. He doesn't know what he's doing. It's the same thing with Sirianni. Doesn't know what he's doing. Same thing with Kingsbury. Doesn't know what he's doing. And you interview Kingsbury via Zoom. They had an interview set up. And the guy waited the last minute to say nah. Because Kingsbury thought that they were going to send him a plane. He thought Cliff Kingsbury, man, former Arizona head coach, he thought the Eagles was going to send him a plane, a private jet. Jeffrey Lewis said, nah. We'll get you a coach. We'll reimburse you when you get here. They sent him to coach, and the last minute, he waited the last minute, and to say, hey, can we do it via Zoom? Yeah, that's crazy, man. But there'll be a press conference today with Ari Roseman and Nick Sirianni. They're trying to come up with coaches when they meet with Jeffrey Lurie. Jeffrey Lurie don't even bother with him now. You don't want to bother with this guy, man. So anyway, Antonio Pierce, finally, congrats to Antonio Pierce. He got a job. I'm not going to edit these. I'm going to leave it raw, man. You know what I mean? Driving to Philadelphia. The street is terrible, so of course, the phone's moving on the mount. But anyway, Antonio Pierce got the job. He got the job as the head coach finally, because they would have lost the locker room. Tom Brady wanted Mike Vrabel. Tom Brady wanted Mike Vrabel to be the head coach. And Antonio Pierce, bro, keep receipts. Brady's not your friend. He's still salty because you guys beat him when he had an undefeated season. You guys beat him for the Super Bowl twice. He's still salty, bro. He's not your friend. You know what I mean? You report to Al Davis. That's it. Well, the new GM. You know what I mean? He's still the interim GM, and they're not trying to make him the GM. One guy, the same guy who he didn't even want to look at Mike McDaniel's record in Denver to give him the job with the Raiders. Is the same guy that said, "Oh no, we don't need this GM. Pick that GM." This guy's a failure. I don't know why Al Davis still listens to him. But anyway, so Antonio Pierce got the job as a head coach. They still working on working on the GM tandem because they did great together, right? Antonio Pierce already said, "Hey, he's calling Tom Coughlin. He's called Marvin Harrison, Marvin Lewis. I'm sorry, I said Marvin Harrison. Marvin Lewis, right? Marvin Lewis already as an advisor." Permanently, but Marvin Lewis was there with him, but this is but he's having him there as an advisor to help him make better decisions in terms of coaching, drafting. Marvin Lewis was the winningest coach, with the Bengals. The Bengals they were a laughing stock of the league. He took them to they went to multiple, a few 8-8. But he took them to dominance. The team you have now, that's Marvin Lewis. Yeah, they fired him, but he won a lot of games with them. Yes, they couldn't pass the first round. They couldn't pass the first round. Of course, but again, when you have the Steelers, when you have the Ravens, all the stuff, you got the Chargers who were dominant back then because they had Drew Brees, Phillip Rivers. You know what I mean? So things were a little rough. But hey. But he did enough with what he had. He didn't have a good quarterback. He did enough. He kept getting those US, not him. The GM kept giving them those USC quarterback. There's no good quarterback coming out of USC. I know that for a fact. I've been there. No good quarterback coming out of USC, man. But anyway, so he's bringing in Tom Coughlin. He's bringing in Marvin Lewis. I can say Marvin Harrison. Marvin Lewis to be advisors, and that's what you do, man. It shows that how smart the guy is. Antonio Pierce got this to make sure surround himself. Hey, he said, you know what? I don't know what I don't know. Let me bring in the people who's done it, who knows. And Tom Coughlin, success with the Giants. With the Jaguars, Jacksonville Jaguars. So he's a successful coach. Tom Coughlin was like, if you show up, if your start time is 8 o'clock, 8 a.m. You show about 7:59, you late. You show about 8 o'clock, oh man, you definitely late. If your start time is 8 o'clock, the guy want to see you at 7:30. 7:30, because that's and that's structure. That military background, that military family, of course, structure. And that's what you need. A lot of players didn't like it. And he shipped them out. He said, hey, Michael Strahan had to get on board quickly. Antonio Pierce, those guys had to get on board quickly. He said, hey, this is what it is. So Antonio Pierce appreciated that stuff. To have somebody there to be able to help them with the players. Yes, he's a player coach, but he needs somebody to help him in terms of draft, in terms of decision making, what player to get, how do you move with this, what player. So Marvin Harrison will help him, to have a high power offense, and you will have a great guy, and Tom Coughlin helping him on the defense. So those guys will be coming in with him as an advisor to advise him, to make him a great coach, and that's it. A lot of coaches didn't just happen to be good coaches. They got the job, and then they had the right people around them. You know what I mean? So you saw the success of the Eagles, not because of Nick Sirianni. It's because of the people he had around him. Steichen, all those guys. You know what I mean? Hey, they were there. They were veterans who helped them. And that's what it is. So, hey, shout out to the Eagles. They should fire Nick Sirianni, man. Trash organization, man. If you coming in doing stuff like that, you can't do things like that. You can't just. Nick Sirianni is not the coach. You know what I mean? Bring in Mike Vrabel. Mike Vrabel's gonna get the job over there with the Seahawks. But anyway, man. A lot of people say, hey, how come Bill Belichick's not nobody trying to give him a job? He's going to the Falcons. You know what I mean? They just waiting for stuff, because right now he's just trying to vacation with his family. He loves fishing. He just enjoying himself before he's the job's already his. All he's doing is building his team right now. Building, what coach he's gonna bring with him, who's he gonna hire. That's what he does. So that stuff don't go to the news. You know what I mean? So you're not gonna hear about it until it happens. But for Chargers fans, your guys coming home. The Spano family, they know Jim Harbaugh pretty well from the time that he played for their dad. The family know him really well, but now they're running the team. He wanted to bring a championship to them, but he couldn't do it. He didn't. He was okay. He was an okay quarterback, and then injury happened, all that stuff. But now as a coach, this is where you want to be. But that control we talked about, yeah, that's what it is. So you hear it here first. But listen, I told you guys first. Hey, let's see what happened. Charger fans, man. You'll get that news. Your guy's coming home, but he's bringing players with him. He's bringing coaches with him. All right, man. Sports talk. Peace out, man. Peace out. Let's I'm gonna save it for the next one. I'm gonna see you guys, man. All right.